So I wanted to make this video just kind of as a response to, quite honestly, a lot of people, I guess. A lot of people out there on YouTube, social media. I just kind of want to talk a little bit about what's going on, what happened today with the Breonna Taylor case, with the grand jury, with everything that's happened, and just kind of respond to some of the things I'm seeing coming out of the, pro-2A community, the pro-freedom and liberty community, the pro-constitution community, this community we kind of all, these different communities we kind of all circle around in, right? Honestly, the main reason I'm making this video is kind of a response to one particular video, which I'm not going to go into that video or the details or who did it, because this is a channel that I watch very regularly. I've been subscribed to for 2-3 years, something. I don't know. It's been a while. It's a channel I really like, and today this channel posted a video, and I know it's overused, but I mean, I just straight up got the knife and fork out and went to town on a pair of boots, man. I mean, the bootlicking in this video was something. Anyway, it kind of threw me off because I guess I just didn't know. Maybe I just haven't watched the right videos from this channel. Didn't realize that that was the thing. Especially in the pro-freedom and gun community and all this kind of stuff. I mean, we like to talk about the Constitution. We're talking about we're citizens of a country that was founded on the idea that we should all have a pretty healthy distrust for the people that government says can tell you what to do, and I agree with that. You should respect police officers, but that doesn't mean we automatically trust them just because they're police officers. So yeah, I mean, the case came back today from the grand jury. Two of the police officers, two of the three, they said did nothing wrong. It was completely justified, self-defense. One officer is going to face 3 charges of, I believe, something along the lines of like reckless endangerment or something. He apparently was firing wildly and fired multiple shots into the apartment next door to Breonna Taylor's apartment. So he's going to face some charges over that. Understandable. But the other 2 did nothing wrong. And if you know anything about the case, if you've seen what's come out about this, if you've paid attention to things like, I don't know, Kenneth Walker? Is anybody paying attention to him? You know, the man that actually shot at the police and what he says happened? Nobody's paying attention. They're pretending like every bit of information we have about this situation that is not in favor of the police, it's like we just haven't heard it. We don't know what? No. Grand jury said it was self-defense. Blah, 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 blah. Let me lick some boots here. All you people out there need to shut up and stop talking about it. She wasn't a good guy. She was hanging around people she shouldn't. Blah, 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 blah. No, that's not true at all. Have you even paid attention to anything? I'm going to lay it out for you and explain why I feel the way I do. First of all, just because a grand jury says that cops acted in self-defense doesn't mean anything, okay? They're trying to protect the police force, and at a larger time, Louisville as a city, it's better to have a couple cops that acted in self-defense when there was somebody that was shooting at them, and they can say it was self-defense, than to say, oh yeah, they acted improperly, they wildly started firing without even knowing what they were firing at because they didn't see Kenneth Walker, they didn't know where the shot had come from, so they just start randomly firing through walls and end up killing a woman. It's better to do that. It's also better than to admit they were wrong about the warrant, because they'd have to do that as well. So the grand jury's covering their asses. That's my belief. Because when you look at what happened, when you look at, again, take Kenneth Walker, for instance. This is a black man in Louisville, Kentucky, that shot a cop. And he's not in jail. They say what he did was justified based on the situation. So if he was justified because he genuinely didn't know they were cops, how can they also be justified? It seems odd. It seems strange. And also to just randomly believe whatever the judicial system says and take it just for what it is, well, then you must also believe in red flag laws too, and all the other unconstitutional anti-gun, anti-Second Amendment laws that these same judicial systems and police officers uphold every day. Do you believe in all those? Probably not. But in this case, we're going to take their word for it. Why? Because it's politically advantageous of it for me, because, I hate these riots, and I don't like BLM, And I don't like Antifa, so therefore I have to be on the side of these cops. Well, guess what? I don't like these riots. I don't like BLM. I don't like Antifa. But I can still look at this case objectively and go, oh, clearly the police were at fault in this situation. Kenneth Walker was asleep. Breonna Taylor was asleep, as he describes it. Okay? He wakes up to the sound of somebody breaking into his house. That's what he says he heard. He said it sounded like somebody was trying to kick down the door. He gets up, he grabs his gun, he goes down the hallway. As he makes his way into the living room from the hallway, the door comes crashing in. He fires one shot, low to the ground, thinking he's going to fire a warning shot. He hits the cop in the leg. Okay? Now, we don't know. Maybe he did intend to hit him. Maybe he didn't. I don't know. We just know what he says. I shot down towards the ground. I didn't even mean to hit him in the leg. I was just trying to shoot off one round because I wanted to scare whoever was kicking in my door back out of the house. Then they start firing randomly and rapidly and wildly all over the place. Here's the funny thing. Kenneth Walker didn't get shot. He didn't get shot because they didn't see where the shot came from. They knew the shot rang out as the first officer, who could not be identified as a police officer because he had no visible badge. He had no uniform on. He didn't even have a camera. He had nothing. Walker sees the guy come in. He fires one shot, hoping that'll scare him. Then all hell breaks loose. That's what happened. Okay? They didn't even shoot at Walker. They didn't even assess the situation and determine the threat. They just started firing. And they fired through a wall into the bedroom, killing Breonna Taylor. That's what happened. Now, at the very least, that's manslaughter. If you or I found ourselves in a situation, we'd be going to jail. But they say it's self-defense. Their self-defense was to wildly fire, not even towards the threat, well, the perceived threat anyway, but just randomly through a wall. Keep in mind, Kenneth also came out and said very plainly, had I known they were police, I wouldn't have even grabbed my gun. I would have went and opened the door for them. I'm not stupid. I would never have fired my gun at a police officer. I'm not an idiot. By the way, he's now suing Louisville, and everybody's pretty certain he's going to win. That's what actually happened. And you know how they actually ended up there in the first place? They got a warrant for Breonna Taylor's arrest and a warrant, or actually I believe a warrant to search the house, not for her arrest. They got that warrant because almost a year prior, okay, Breonna Taylor had gotten a phone call from her ex-boyfriend, who is a drug dealer, but it was her ex-boyfriend, and he asked her, because he was in jail, could she go and pick up money from his house and take it up to the jail so he could bail himself out. She did that. Probably stupid. But look, I literally have had several friends in my lifetime who have bailed out their exes. Even if that ex was a piece of shit, they've done it. And half the time they use their own money. So while stupid, certainly not illegal, and certainly not anything worth having your front door kicked in. What they did was they said that phone call proved that she was handling his money. Therefore, she was a part of his little drug empire, I guess. So what you have here is you have bad information being used to obtain a bad warrant. And then that warrant was executed in a poor and dangerous way. And at the very least, these cops are guilty of manslaughter because they showed no care or control or reasonable assessment of the situation before they just started firing all throughout a house, not even firing towards the person that shot at them. And again, I will reiterate, Kenneth Walker is not in jail. He's had no charges pressed against him. They originally were going to press charges, but then they dropped them all because they realized he was in the right. How can he be justified and they be justified in this incident? It doesn't make a lot of sense. How many people do you know that shoot at cops and aren't in jail? It doesn't happen that often, especially when they know who did it, when they did it, where they did it, how they did it, and why they did it. It doesn't happen very often. Something doesn't add up here. Again, if you look at the situation, to me, speaks very clearly, this was manslaughter. Grand jury, the judicial system there, they're just covering their asses. The only thing I can say is the feds are actually looking into it. We'll see if they come to a different conclusion. But as far as this whole bootlicking crap going around the internet and YouTube today, calm down because honestly it's pathetic. It's pathetic. Just because you don't like BLM or don't like Antifa doesn't mean you can't reasonably look at this situation and go, oh, yeah, bad information, bad warrant, reacted poorly and dangerously to a bad situation. Certainly, these are not well-trained officers. And keep in mind, the one officer will never be a police officer again, and the other two will be on desk duty for the rest of their lives. They're never going to be given a gun again. I'm pretty sure the Louisville Police Department isn't that stupid. So that's the response I want to put out there. If you want to bootlick, fine, go bootlick. That's on you. But I think it's ridiculous. I think it's pathetic. Again, you're just defending a judicial system that would gladly strip you of your rights. You don't do that about anything else. Now, when the grand jury backs up some cops and you're a Mr. Back the Blue, you're all over it, just slobbing on that knob. It's a bad look. It's a bad look for people who say they care about freedom, individual freedom. They care about their rights. It's a bad look, man. That's all I'll say. All right. Later, guys.